Hi everybody, NC Beer Explorer here, and I have a guest with me today, my beer bro, Bill. How you doing today?
Hey, glad to be here.
Great, glad you're here. So today, Bill and I are going to be talking about stouts and porters. And the reason why I invited Bill today was that he is a big fan of stouts and porters.
Yes, I am.
So tell me, when was the first time you started drinking and liking stouts and porters?
Well, it was years ago. I was working for CSC, and they sent me to a conference in England, and we went to a bar, and there was Guinness on draft, and I had never really had Guinness on draft, so they fed me some Guinness on draft, and I really loved it. Come to find out later that I didn't, of course, have the true Guinness because, well, it poured in England instead of Ireland. But
Wow.
you know, what can you say?
Is that allowed? Yeah, I was looking at the history. There's some really interesting history about stouts and porters. It goes back, it's all in the UK, goes back 300 years, and I'm going to put a link down below for more about the history. But real briefly, the definition difference between stouts and porters is that the stouts are darker, more bitter, lighter body, more of a coffee, roasty, smoky flavor. And the porters are not quite as dark. They're brown, dark brown. They're a little sweeter, a little bit higher body, more notes of caramel and chocolate. But there is a blurring edge or delineation between the two, especially in the American craft brewing industry. When you think about stouts, what's the first beer you think of?
It's got to be Guinness. That's what's in my refrigerator right now.
Yeah.
That's my standard. And I try different kinds. I try some chocolate stouts and oatmeal and milk. And
So have you tried any North Carolina stouts or porters?
well, I don't have a particular stout that comes to the top of my mind, but I do like People's Porter and Highland Porter.
Yeah.
They're both out of
Excellent.
North Carolina, I believe.
Yes, they are really good examples. So we're going to start out with tasting some stouts, and we're going to start with Guinness. And Guinness is a specific style of stout. It's a dry Irish stout. We've poured a couple of different dry Irish stouts here, and on your right, on Bill's left, we have a Guinness draft. And then on your left, or Bill's right, we have Wise Man Brewing's Gathered Friends Dry Irish Stout. So we've got two dry Irish stouts. So Bill, why don't you go ahead and give the Guinness a try first and give us your impressions.
Well, it smells like Guinness. And it tastes like Guinness. It's what I expect of Guinness is smooth. It's a little bit dry. Got a good aroma from my perspective, and the feel is a little bit creamy. So yeah. Normally what I expect out of Guinness.
Just about what you'd expect.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, why don't you give this a comparison? Try the Wise Man Gathering Friends and see what the difference might be. I'm curious.
Stout. You might want to cleanse your palate.
So the smell is a little different than Guinness. It's got a little more bite to it compared to Guinness. Very enjoyable. Got a nice taste to it. I would definitely drink it again.
What about sweetness? Is there any difference in sweetness between the two?
Well, it's not really too sweet, but the Guinness is drier.
Okay. Yeah. And one thing we'd like to note is that we noticed there was not much of a head when we poured the Guinness, and that's too much to explain here. You'll see that in the text below the video. The next thing we're going to try is the porters, just in a little bit. we've poured a porter here. It's actually a coffee porter from Raleigh Brewing, and it's called Roasted Coffee Porter. And on the right, we've also poured another beer. We poured an oatmeal stout. And this is just to show you some of the variation and the range of stouts and porters. So the oatmeal stout here is Cavendish's Dragonbane. Cavendish out of Gastonia, North Carolina, near Charlotte. So,
well, wait a minute. Shouldn't it be called?
Absolutely. In fact, I think that when you drink it from the can, that's the sound you get. So anyway, besides the sound impressions, why don't you give a taste of the coffee porter here?
Yeah, I love coffee porters. Yeah, like that. It's coffee forward. Is smooth. Not a bad aftertaste. It's not as creamy as the Guinness, but
yeah. How about the sweetness?
It's a little sweeter. Yeah, sweeter than a Guinness.
Yeah. What about like aftertaste or finish?
You get a little bit of bitterness in the aftertaste and a little bit of coffee residual, but I really enjoy this.
So I've also added an oatmeal stout here, and this is a Cavendish's Dragonbane, of course, as we've talked about. And the reason why I've added an oatmeal stout is just to illustrate the blurring of boundaries between the stouts and the porters, especially in the American craft brewing industry. The oatmeal is a very popular style for both stouts and porters. And the reason why the brewers use the oatmeal is it imparts a creamy mouthfeel. And it also adds just a little bit more sweetness. Now, the oatmeal itself is not actually, the sugars are not actually fermentable, so they don't add alcohol, just a little bit of these other features or qualities. So why don't you go ahead and give this Dragonbane a taste.
Okay. Definitely sweeter. I like it. I hadn't tried one of these before, so.
It got the creamy mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's got a creamy mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
Yeah, and you will see a lot of oatmeal stouts and oatmeal porters in representative North Carolina craft brewing. You already mentioned Highland and Foothill as having really excellent oatmeal porters.
Leans more toward a stout than a porter, I think. But I do enjoy it.
Yeah, very dark color.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any like residual bitterness or?
Yeah, there's a little residual bitterness.
All right, well, you're ready for the reveal?
Oh, sure.
See what you're drinking? All right, here we go. Okay, this is Depth of Field Dark Lager from Edit Brewing in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Wow.
So it's a dark lager.
So it's a lager, not a porter or a stout.
So the dark lager has really enjoyed a lot of increased popularity in the last few years by craft brewers all over America, especially in North Carolina. But it's one of our favorite styles. So we actually visited Edit yesterday, and when we tasted this, we thought we need to include this in our taste test. With the porters and stouts today.
Yeah, it's really good. I would definitely drink it again.
Yeah, well, good. So thank you for helping us out and visiting us today, being one of our beer bros.
Sure, appreciate it. Appreciate the offer.
So that's all for today. I hope we've cleared things up on stouts and porters, or maybe made things darker.
That's all, folks.